Today on Reeces Review, we'll be looking at the Voodoo Unlimited L2BC. Some of its main features are the 205mm low bow and the concave face. So let's get into it. We were unable to find out the exact carbon content of the stick. We looked on various websites, including the Voodoo website, from multiple countries. However, we couldn't find anything. We do believe it to be about 95% carbon. The stick features a 24mm low bow located 205mm from the bottom of the stick. The stick has a very flat face compared to most other low bows. Most low bow sticks face continue with the curve of the bow. However, this stick's face flattens out. The stick features a concave face, which is designed to aid drag flicking. The groove is located 150mm from the bottom of the stick. Dribbling. The face of the Voodoo stick is a lot flatter than other low bow sticks. This makes dribbling with the stick very easy, as you don't have to worry about accidentally lifting the ball. The high carbon content gives it a nice amount of feedback when dribbling. The stick itself is quite heavy, however it still feels reasonably light. The stick gave you a nice amount of control and speed when dribbling, so it's a rather good stick for dribbling. Aerials. The low bow made it very easy to get under the ball to perform aerial skills. I thought the flat face of the stick might make it a bit difficult to perform aerials, however there was no noticeable difference and I quite enjoyed using the stick for aerials. It was quite easy to get under the ball and change the direction of the ball once in the air. You could perform aerial skills with great speed and decent control. This was definitely a good stick for aerials. Spinning. When it came to spinning, the stick was okay. It was easy enough to get the ball into the hook of the stick. However, I often lost control of the ball while spinning. Passing and receiving. When it came to passing, the stick performed well. The high carbon content gave you more than enough power on your passes. The flat face of the stick ensured your passes didn't lift unintentionally, so this gave you great control on your passes. Overall, it's a great stick for passing. Receiving. When it came to receiving, the high carbon content was noticeable. It wasn't the best stick for receiving, as it was quite difficult to collect the ball on your first touch. It had a rather unforgiving first touch, and the ball often bounced off your stick. Receiving was definitely a weak point of the stick. Slapping. When it came to slapping, the stick performed okay. The stick was a bit inconsistent and I often lifted the ball when slapping. With a bit of adjustment I was able to slap decently, however it still wasn't that accurate. Even though the stick has quite a high carbon content, it doesn't give you that much power when slapping. I think this is also due to the shape of the stick as well as the concave face. If I had to play with the stick, I think I wouldn't slap as much as I normally do. Overheads. It was decent when it came to overheads. The low bow allows you to get under the ball and get some good height and distance on your overheads. I was easily able to throw an overhead from halfway to just inside the D without too much effort. I found if you tried too hard to throw overheads, it's a bit more inconsistent, but when you relax and let the stick do the work, it's really good for overheads. Penalty strokes. At first it was a bit inconsistent. Due to the flat face of the stick, it took a while for me to get used to the stick. However, after I got used to it, I was able to take some great penalty strokes. Cameraman Chris got involved and showed off exactly what the stick was capable of. As you can see, once you adjust, the stick is great for penalty strokes, and I must say, I really did enjoy using it. Overall, it's a great stick for penalty strokes. Drag flicking. Due to the face of the stick being a lot flatter than other low bow sticks, it takes a bit of adjusting. Once I adjusted, I was able to take some great drag flicks. The low concave face is designed for drag flicking, and when you get the ball into the groove of the stick, you can really take some great drag flicks. However, in order to get the ball into the groove of the stick, you need to get that extra bit lower. If you flick more upright, you may not be able to get the ball into the groove of the stick. However, that won't stop you from being able to take some great drag flicks with the stick. Overall, it's a great stick for drag flicking. Shooting. This was the area where the flat face of the stick was most notable. Since the face of the stick is a lot more flat than other low bow sticks, it makes it very easy to hit the ball flat along the ground. When shooting below backboard height, this is one of the best sticks I've used. It is so consistent and gives you great power when shooting below backboard height. However, due to the fact that the face is flat, it makes it a little bit harder to lift the ball when shooting. It is possible to lift the ball, however it takes a bit of adjusting and practice, and it is a lot more inconsistent than when shooting flat. If you're someone who enjoys shooting flat or has a problem lifting the ball too high when shooting, this is a great stick for you. This is undoubtedly one of the best sticks when it comes to shooting below backboard height. Backsticks. When shooting backsticks, the stick was very similar to shooting on the front stick, as it was very easy to shoot flat along the ground with the stick. When shooting on your backstick below backboard height, the stick was very consistent and offered you great power. Even when hitting on the run, it was very easy to hit the ball flat along the ground. However, much like shooting, I found it quite difficult to lift the ball high with my backstick shots, and the higher I tried to lift it, the more inconsistent it became. The consistency on the backstick when hitting flat across the ground is great for cross-field backstick passes or hitting the ball into the D for deflection. This was definitely one of the best sticks I've used for hitting a flat backstick shot. Overall the stick performed very well. With passing and dribbling, the stick was solid. The stick struggled a bit, however, when it came to receiving and slapping, but with a bit of adjustment and practice, you should be able to have these skills under control. Any type of flicking with the stick was great with a small adjustment. Shooting below backboard height, whether it was on the backstick or on the front stick, was amazing. This is undoubtedly one of the most consistent sticks for shooting below backboard height and offers you a great amount of power. The stick is great for people who like hitting flat shots and gives you great flicking ability. Thanks for watching. We recently reached 150 subscribers, so a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed. We'll be doing a small giveaway soon to say thank you for all the support, so if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out. And we post a new video every week. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment if you have any questions. Time for some bloopers.